Okay guys, back with another video here. I'm currently staying at the Arizona Biltmore, okay, in Phoenix. I think it's because they're downtown Phoenix, whatever. Currently spending about 1.8K a night in a villa here. And you're probably like, okay, well, how the heck, right, can someone get to do that, right? And what it is you gotta learn to train your mindset in the proper way. You have to clear it of all limiting beliefs. That's the number one thing that holds people back. I like to think of it like a maze between you and your goal, right? So you're here, your goal is here, and there's a maze in between. Now that maze is your limiting beliefs. Most people, what do? They try to figure out how to best navigate the maze, right? They go through the maze, they take out maps, they're like, what's the best map to go into the maze, right? You could think of that as all the programs and stuff, or not even programs, just all these business systems, right? Or business models, etc., that people will use to try to, oh, this is the next step. This is how you're successful in your business. People will go through all that. They get through the map. They're like, how do I best navigate the maze? That's the whole matrix. The maze is the matrix. Now, how do you break out of the matrix? Well, breaking out of the matrix is all about realizing the validity of the maze and realizing it's actually invalid. Okay, realizing that the maze doesn't actually exist, that it's easy to remove, right? It's like paper. It's like a, what do they call it? Like a sandcastle or something, you can easily knock it over. The maze is just made of paper walls. It's made of cardboard walls that you can just simply knock over, that you can just simply sweep aside. Okay, and then once you realize that, you get rid of the maze, you're like, oh, I don't need this. I can just sweep the maze aside, right? Then it's just you and your goal. It's a straight arrow. Okay, it's a straight path. In other words, you have clarity in mind as to where to go. And from there, you just walk forward. This is where people are like, oh, well, how long is it going to take, right? When is it going to happen? What the time delay does not matter. Because once you have clarity of your goal and once you see it, you don't care about the time delay. That's when complete clarity, complete conviction where you're going easily seeps into your mind, you see? I like to use the very simple and silly example of like the sandwich, right? The sandwich in the fridge. If you're sitting on your couch, right, and you want to get a sandwich from the fridge, okay, you're not going to think about how am I going to do it? When is it going to come? When is it going to come? No, you don't care about that. What do? You focus on your objective, which is getting the sandwich. You have no qualms whatsoever about how to get it. You know it's going to happen. You know it's easy. You just see it in your mind, and then you go do it, and then you take it. This is how easy it is to get your goal, okay? That is when you have that same clarity of mind. It doesn't matter what goal it is. It doesn't matter the distance between you and your goal. You don't care how long it's going to take because you can see the goal right in front of you. You can see it. All you need to know is that all you have to do is walk forward towards it, and then you can seize it, and then you can get it. Right? It's like right now, guys. I mean, I'm in this beautiful garden area of the Arizona Biltmore Hotel that they have here. Very serene, very amazing. Let's just use this as an example for that. I don't know if you guys saw that, right? That fountain right there. If I wanted to get to that fountain, I'm facing this way, so it's right in front of me now. If I wanted to get to that fountain and I'm a little ways back, I'm not going to think about time delay, right? I don't care how long it takes. If I'm curious, I'm like, oh, I want to go see how that is. Is there anything blocking me? Is there, oh, but how long is it going to take? How am I going to get there? Is it even possible to get there, right? Like, I'm not going to have any of these thoughts. Why? Because I can see it right in front of me. Okay, I can see it, and then I can simply walk towards it. And now, as you can see, because you guys can't see it, I'm at it now. See, that took me a second. But did I care? No, because I could see it clearly right in front of me. This is what happens when you get clarity on your goals. And clarity on your goals happens naturally when you get rid of your limiting beliefs, when you get rid of the things that are holding you back. When you're able to completely clear your mind, you're able to basically, also you want to really control your environment, right? Because if you're around negative people, if you're around these people that are doubting, etc., that can get into your head. Okay, some people are better with blocking that stuff out than others. If you're someone that's not very good at blocking it out, you need to make sure that you clear your space and your environment. Okay, and even just being around better environments and getting yourself, even if it's just in nature, right? If you can book a night at a decent hotel, like do it. If you could do certain things like this. If you can't, simply go on the outskirts. I did anything to be in the environment. Okay, I would drive around, the wealthiest parts, wherever I was at the time. When I first started this stuff, I was in Florida, okay? I would drive around the wealthiest parts of Miami, which is, I was pretty fortunate, I won't lie, but I would go down. It was still like a couple hour drive from where I was, okay? So I wasn't living in Miami at the time. I had to drive down, and I would still go visit around to the wealthiest parts of Miami. right? And then even when I moved here at first, I did the same thing, okay? And so it's getting your mind used to that sort of environment. You see what I'm saying? You have to get your mind used to those environments so it starts to register. And this isn't all there is to do, okay? Now, depending on what you're trying to do, obviously you got to put in the right work, you got to put in the hours, whatever, but it's more from where you're coming from, because you don't want to just sit down every day and put in hours that are not going to lead anywhere. You need to do things that feel good. Okay, so for example, again, depending on what your exact aim and goal is, maybe your goal is to make a lot of money in your business so that you can do things like this, right, and have certain experiences. Okay, then you need to figure out, okay, well, how can I be in that environment? What's going to lead me to there? What's going to ultimately give me the same feeling based on the actions that I take? This is important. What's going to get me the same feeling as if I was already living that life, as if I was already experiencing these things that I want, and in the environments that I want to be in? What's going to give me that exact feeling based on the actions that I'm going to take, okay? So maybe you get really excited and passionate, right, based on, content that you're making. That's what I do, okay? Maybe you get a similar feeling of passion in everything that you do, making content, as, getting the money, or as being in the experiences and having the experiences and being in the environments that you want to be in, okay? Then that's alignment. You see, that's how alignment works, okay? Maybe content gives you confidence and gives you that feeling of I made it, like a passion, right? That, hey, I made it, I'm doing what I want to do, just the same as if you were to spend a night at a really expensive hotel would also give you. Okay, so it's about aligning the emotions. What action is going to get you the emotion of the thing that you want? If it's a partnership, if it's a relationship, right? What can you do to make it feel like you already have that love from within you and getting it from within you? For health is the easiest one, right? What's the easiest thing, or it's probably the same for pretty much everybody. What's the thing that makes people feel like they're already strong, right? If they want to get bigger and buff in the gym, what action makes people feel like they're already big and strong? Going to the gym, right? What makes people feel like they already have big muscles, as far as, like, let's just use really specific biceps, right? Have big biceps or whatever. Doing those reps in the gym, right? Doing bicep workouts. See, you can get really specific with it. You see? And then you add the intensity, things like that would make you feel like you already are strong. You see? So it's about mixing actions with making sure you align your actions with whatever actions are already going to give you the feeling of, like, oh, I already have this, I already am strong, right? I already have this money, I already have this. That's how you're going to do it. Now, I'm saying, some of you are watching this, right? And you're like, okay, well, what if I'm already making some money? I already kind of know how business goes, et cetera, right? I'm already making 100K, whatever. It doesn't matter what level you are. What can you do that makes you feel like you're already at that level? For some of you, you're doing content, you're doing these things, you're making 100K a month, but the next step might be, the $1 million months, right? And so it's like, okay, well, how do I get that? Well, what do you imagine yourself doing at that point? Do you imagine yourself doing content? Probably not. You're probably going out and you're probably having conferences, right? You're probably having big speaking events, perhaps, right? And so if you're having big speaking events in your imagination when you're making $1 million a month, that is the action you need to take in order to get there. You see where we're going with this? So whatever you have in your imagination as to the next step of what you want, that's where you go. Now, with entrepreneurs, I don't know about you, but this is definitely me, right? We can have like this tendency of ADHD or something where we jump around, right? We jump around to different techniques or different strategies, different things like that, instead of sticking to one strategy for long enough, right? And so it's about not changing and altering your imagination so much to where you're jumping around, you're not staying consistent with something in order to see things actually come to fruition. Like, you have to stay consistent with whatever it is that you're trying to do, with whatever your strategy is. And once you stay consistent over a long enough period of time and not a long enough time horizon, then that's when you're going to start to see things manifest. Okay, so the biggest thing, what do you see in your imagination? Like, what does it look like to already have what you want? And where are you? And what are you doing? If you want to manifest in, SP or relationship or whatever it is, what does that look like? Like, are you talking to them in a coffee shop? right? Okay, great. What kind of coffee shop is in your imagination? What coffee shop comes up to mind? You see that and you go to that coffee shop. Okay, what are you doing, right? Are you confident with this person? Right? Are you guys comfortable with each other? You know, take note of all this and then embody it. And then you'll be able to step into that, you see, and then when you go to the environment and you become aligned, that's when everything comes. I had a quote that was something like, alignment in the right environment creates the conditions for reality for your imagination to meet reality, or something like that. Okay, basically when you get in the right environment and you align correctly, that's when everything comes to you. So alignment within the right environment will create your reality, okay? So that's the number one thing, okay? Now, if you're still like, okay, but I have all these limiting beliefs, because look, you need to heal, right? You need to heal, you need to get rid of the limiting beliefs, because as simple as this process is, you're going to have, you know, an unclear mind, a foggy brain, okay? And you're not gonna have clarity as far as how to do this and how to go about this, okay? You need to be able to get rid of the things in your mind that are blocking you and keeping you from easily manifesting things, and that's where I come in, okay? I'm a mindset coach, as some of you have known from following this channel for a little while, okay? And I work with people on one-on-one. You can also check things out. You can get started with a PDF and a guide, etc., as sort of a warm-up before you go into one-on-one coaching, okay? But I can go ahead and show you how to do this. And mainly what I do is I work with you to erase your limiting beliefs and to really show you what's possible to get your mind in the right track and right way. And I'll also help you with strategy and help you with clarity, because a lot of times you need an outside perspective in order to see that for yourself, okay? So that is the video for today. Again, ponder on this, okay? Imagination, see what you have to do and do it, and make sure you get someone to guide you on the process by itself. Okay, until next time, I'm Zach. I'll see you guys in the next video.